welcome back to our channel. We don't even know what we're going to talk about, but we just decided, because it's been such a long time since we've seen you guys and actually spoken to you guys, we should just sit in front of the camera and just, so you can see our faces.
It's been about 9 months or
not 9 months, like
6 months, 5 months, whatever. Yeah, that we've actually spoke to you guys. You know,
maybe we can do an update or whatever. But if you're new on this channel, I'm Electa and this is Akeem. Please make sure to thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe and share the video. And for those of you returning, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We actually have a vlog that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
Yeah. I think that's gonna come up before this video.
Yeah, your girl's actually 30 now, so I actually qualified to be called an auntie. So, you know, all you younger people, call me auntie. It's okay, I'll accept it. I'm actually an auntie now.
Auntie Electa.
Yeah, I know we do start and stop a bit, but you know, like our loyal subscribers, people that actually know this channel, we have had a baby in the last like year. So now the baby's approaching a year. You know, we feel like we've gotten into a routine and things like that. We can actually breathe, and you know that newborn, anyone with kids know that newborn, early stages, getting the baby to sleep.
It's not easy.
You're tired. It's not easy. But babe, how do you feel about me being 30?
I feel really good. I feel like you've grown so much, because I met this woman when she was like 24, you know, and it's like 6 years now, you know.
Yeah.
She still looks the same. She still looks so
I look the same.
For real, yeah.
I don't look the same.
No, for real. To me, you look the same. She's so beautiful, and you know, age is just a number, to be honest. 30 looks like 25.
I can't believe that me and you have actually been together for like approaching 6 years. Because when I first met you, like, I didn't think we were gonna be here today. Let me just say that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Even me, like, I was just thinking, imagine.
Guys, I don't know if you guys actually know how we
met. We met in 2017.
Well, you guys know that we met at work, some people, but actually we haven't really like
dive into how
maybe we should tell you that story, like, you know.
Do you want to start?
No, you tell me what you remember.
What I remember
more details than you.
Yeah, what I remember was, I was just minding my business, trying to look for a job to survive, you know. So I registered with an agency called 24/7 at Professional. So yeah, she was working in the admin session, and I went in, you know, do my documentation and everything. I was asked to come back for my ID card. So she was fortunate to take my picture for the ID card.
I was fortunate.
Yeah, she was fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I noticed a bit of, you know, someone trying to move to me from the time that she was trying to take the picture, saying, "Do you like this picture? Do you want me to retake it?" I was like, okay, yeah, you can just. That day I was actually pissed off, you know, other things happening in my life at that time. I just want to get the picture done and just get my ID card and just.
What's wrong with asking someone if they like a picture? I was just asking, this is going to be your ID card.
But
I'm just
you're
asking
trying to move to me, though.
I know, at that point I wasn't trying to move to you. I just was asking him, do you like, should we use this picture?
Yeah, and then I said, you know, just his ID card.
Yeah, and then I asked him, do you like this picture? And he was like, and I was just thinking, all right, like, calm down. Like, why do you have an attitude? Why am I sensing an attitude here? And my colleague that was working with me, that was there from the beginning, she said, he's a bit spicy. And I was just like, okay.
I'm not really spicy.
That day you were a bit spicy. His eyes, your eyes were like bright red, like for some reason.
I think I was stressed that day, yeah. When I'm stressed, guys, my eyes literally go red.
He looked like he didn't have any sleep. But anyway, fast forward, he basically came, like what he said. Well, I remember he came for a job and whatnot, and I was working at admin, so I had to like process the stuff. So obviously he came, and then I took his ID picture and that, and then he went home. Then at a later date, I think later that week, I called and said, "I'll come and get your uniform or whatever." And then he came to pick up his uniform, and then he was like, "Oh, how much is your uniform?" And I was like, "The uniform's £10. It was a top." And it was like, "I'm not paying that. Like, can you give it to me for free?"
Am I not working for you guys? Why should I pay for uniform?
It costs money to produce that, So
but in one way or the other, you can get the money back. Why am I paying for uniform?
So then he must have. I said, "Okay, the uniform is this color. So if you go to Primark or you go to shop, just get a color that's similar to that." And then he must have said, "Oh, hold up the top for me so I can take a picture." So I held up the top, and then I done like a little sexy like dance, and he laughed.
Why did you do that though?
Because every time you came into the office, you were like in a mood, you were like moody and stuff, and I just done that to like break the ice, when you're trying to break the ice with someone. And he kind of like chuckled, like
it's kind of a way to just move to me in a way.
No, I just wondered why this guy is always in a mood, basically.
So is it one of your jobs, part of your job, to break the ice?
So then,
is that how you've been breaking ice with everyone?
No.
Yeah.
So then when...
So I'm special then?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm special. So yeah, I just done that to basically break the ice, because I was always wondering, why is he always...
Icebreaker.
Yeah, coming in with a mood. But actually, before that, when he first came into the office, before the whole ID card thing, he came in with another woman saying, that they, look at him
that to was apply. My answer though.
To apply job. And he was just looking at the ceiling, looking at the carpet, looking at the TV, looking at our computer screen. And I was just thinking, why is this guy just looking? And Akim's got big eyes, as you guys can see. He was just bending his eye, looking at the whole thing, and I was just like, back then,
I was just paying attention,
Back then, I had a bit of an attitude. I was like, why is this guy just looking everywhere? Like, can we help you?
It's just crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just trying to pay attention to,
And then he was looking at me, like, looking at me, just looking at me with his eyes, and I was just like, kind of like, okay. So that's how I kind of...
I was looking at you, but I wasn't...
But you were looking at me.
I was looking at you, but I wasn't looking at you in a way that, you are beautiful, yeah, but I wasn't... That was not like in a way that maybe someone that I want to be with, because that was not my motive of coming to register at the agency, I just want to get the job.
Okay, so then he was looking at me, and then I was just like, all right, that was the first time I kind of noticed whatever. Then he came back remember I told you, then he came back for the ID card, and then he had the attitude, his eyes were red. Then I was like, okay. And then the next time was for the uniform, so that's why I did the little icebreaker thing, and he laughed. And then when he went whatever, I was just like, it was just there, like it wasn't in my mind. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, interesting, And then another time he came talking about, oh, you people don't pay enough money, like I want to pay rise. He's been working at the company for like 1 week.
Of course, the agency I was working for before was paying me a little bit more
than what we were paying.
Yeah, but I consider you guys because where you send me is a bit more local.
We were like, well, there's nothing we can do about that. We're just the admins. You have to talk to the director or whatever. And then there was a lady in the office, another worker. She always used to just come to the office and just chill and chat with us. And we ended up talking about relationships and kids and stuff. And he was there. And then she kind of brought him into the conversation. And then I was like to him, do you have kids? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, he has a kid, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then, yeah, I was like, do you have a girlfriend? And then he was like, no. Okay, he's not got a girlfriend. So then he went or whatever. And then that afternoon, I was kind of like to my friend, that guy? And she was like, yeah, which guy? I was like, the guy that, comes in the office, that guy, the new guy. And then she was like, okay. And then I was like,
new guy? You mentioned my name.
No, I was just kind of like the new guy. At that time, I wasn't going to say Akeem. Like, I knew your name on paper, but And then she was like, yeah. And then I was like, he's kind of cute, And then she was like, ew. Like,
you know what?
She didn't even mean ew.
I was proper fresh, like.
But he had potential. I saw the potential. And my friend, she didn't mean ill like ill, but she just felt like, oh, that's not really your type, is it? Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know, there was just something that was just, and I'm not usually that type of girl that like be like so forward, but in this situation I was really, really, really forward. I'm upfront, don't get me wrong. If I like you, you know, I'll tell you and that. But and then that whole week, yeah, I couldn't get him. I couldn't get him off my mind. I don't know what happened. It's like something just came and slapped my face, like bam.
Yeah, I done some juju, you know. She hasn't even talked to me, you know, and she couldn't sleep. How crazy is that, guys? She couldn't sleep. Someone you just saw for, you know, it's crazy.
I just couldn't. I couldn't stop thinking about you. And then I was like, the next day I go to work, I was telling my colleague, like, and she was just like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I'm gonna get his number, because we had a work phone in it to like call them up. We had all their numbers and that. I'm gonna get his number off the work phone and then put it in my phone, and then I'm gonna text him. Like, should I text him? Should I say, what should I say? Should I say, hi, it's Ellie from work? Maybe let me use that as a style, like I'm trying to message him about something from work, so that if he rejects me or says, what are you doing? I can just be like, I was calling you about work, you know what I mean? So then my boss at the time, he would always walk up and down and he would always hear this conversation. And then one day he was just like, you know what? I'm just tired of this conversation. If you like the guy, just message him. And I was like, no, I can't. I can't message him. Like, I'm a woman. Like, and he was like, what's the worst that could happen? If you message him and he responds, then happy days. If you message him and then it's not what you want, you can just like move on,
isn't it?
And then I was like, okay, I plucked up the courage, right, guys? And then I messaged him like, hi, it's Ellie from work. But I messaged him with my own like WhatsApp to see.
Then when I saw that message, I was like, Ellie from work, but why is she sending me a message with her mobile phone?
What did you actually think though?
That was the first thing that came in my mind, because usually they call us with the office phone if they want to book us for shift, you know, and stuff like that. But when I saw our own direct number on WhatsApp, I was like, why is she messaging me with her number? Like, what's going on? So I was like, okay, let me leave this message for a bit, you know. I'll
and in that
later,
time
you know.
that he was leaving it for a bit, I was so anxious. I was like, oh my God, it's been like 45 minutes. He hasn't responded.
Because I'm hard to get. Actually, I was actually busy. I saw the message pop up because actually I was, you know, we're not meant to use phone at work. So I was thinking, okay, when I'm on my break, I'm going to, you know, reply the message, you know. So, yeah.
And during this time, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done this. I'm deleting it. If he messages me, I'm going to say, I just wanted to ask. I was just thinking of what can I say to cover it up. Yeah. And then, yeah, so guys, now you know that I made the first move. I actually did make the first move.
Yeah. So she made the first move. In my head, I was thinking why she messaged me. You know, as a correct guy, I was thinking, I was putting two and two together. I was thinking, why did she call me with the office phone?
The interactions we had in the office, did that pop up in your mind? That
so from when she was asking me if the picture is alright, and from when she was dancing about the uniform, I was thinking, it's like this girl kind of like trying to move to me, you know, like, you know, guys, you can actually sense it, you know, when the girl is giving you a vibe, you get. So I was like, okay, now she's messaging me with her mobile number, like on WhatsApp. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's just, you know, let me compose and just reply the message. How you? I think my message was, how you? Like, okay, you're right, you know, kind of like that.
And then we just like he didn't even ask like, why are you messaging me from like, you know, your own phone? Or
because I just, you know, I figured it out.
So already. Then he said, how are you? And I said, I'm fine. And then we just started that back and forth, and then we started messaging every day. He was like, are you at work? Then one day he was like, what you doing? I was like, it's lunch, I'm hungry, and I didn't have money for lunch that day. And I did have money, but I think I'd forgotten it or something like that. And then I
think he didn't have time to come out of the office, and I was off that day, and I offered to say, oh, do you want me to bring you some stuff to, you know, some lunch?
And he went and bought some stuff for lunch. And then what really impressed me, guys, I had only just been speaking
I
to him
bought
for
some
like
stuff from Greg's.
great, no, but that's the thought. I'm not saying you should have bought a 5-course meal. It's the thought that counts. I was hungry. You went and bought sandwich, drink, whatever, steak, bake. I can't remember what it was. But what impressed me the most, yeah, was that he bought the lunch for me. And remember, we'd only been talking for like a week, like properly, and then he bought my colleague lunch as well. I was like,
yeah, because in my head I was thinking, would I just, buy you lunch,
when he
knowing
knows
that your colleague is there? Would she gonna be washing your mouth eating the lunch? So yeah, it's just the Nigerian in me. I was like, okay, I might as well buy her as well.
Yeah,
that
was good, and I think that kind of won over my colleague a little bit. She was like, "Oh, that's kind of cute," because other guys, I'm sorry, like some of these London guys, they're not about to buy you lunch, let alone your colleague. So yeah, that's basically kind of how we met, guys.
Yeah, so that's how we met. She kind of like made the first move, and obviously because I like her as well,
he reciprocated
from the conversation that we were having. I feel like we were on the same page.
There's nothing wrong with making the first move to a guy. I don't think so. Yeah. If you like him, because you never know, he could actually like you as well. Maybe he's just shy. So yeah, 6 years later, we are here with 2 kids.
Yeah, 2 beautiful kids. You need to include that.
2 beautiful kids. Yeah.
So yeah, we're living our life. We are here today talking to you guys. I came on Electa channel, and 6 years. So when we met, some people never thought, they were thinking, watch down maybe in 1 or 2 years. Now 6 years, and don't worry, guys, we're gonna do 10 years anniversary. We're gonna do 20 years anniversary.
I think when we first met, it's like because everything progressed so quickly. Like I said, even in this story time, you can see the progression from speaking, lunch, everything. Even from us getting married, like we got married quite quickly into us knowing each other, like getting married traditionally. Me getting pregnant, it was all quite a whirlwind. I don't want to lie to you. Even in the early stages, I was a bit like, whoa, we were a bit like,
yeah, you know what
crazy.
You know what, guys? Because before we actually like met, we kind of like talking on phone, chatting like every day. I think we did that for like almost 2 weeks, not like actually physically seeing each other. We were just talking, messaging.
Obviously, we had seen each other here and there in the office. But we were talking a lot.
We're talking for almost like maybe 10 days or more. We're just chatting. On my lunch break, I will talk to her. I'll look forward to want to speak to her and stuff like that. And that kind of like give us a little bit of idea of what our personality is, what we actually want, and
one thing as well, I feel like even before we met, I feel like I was 24, you were 25.
I was 25.
I feel like we were getting into that stage of we actually wanted something a bit, serious. And some men don't until they're later, and some women don't. But I think we were in collectively the same mind frame that okay, we actually want to settle down. That's why everything was a whirlwind to the point we were a bit like whoa. But we just figured it out, and we're here.
Yeah, we are here today, guys.
I'm not saying just go off and marry whoever and have kids with whoever. That's not what we're saying. But sometimes time doesn't always determine if something's going to last or if something is true or something is... Because I know people that have been in 10-year plus relationships, 15-year plus relationships, and there's barely any progression, or the person is maybe abusing them, or it's just a toxic situation. And people that have met in the first year got married and they've been together like 10 years plus.
Yeah. Like we actually met a friend like in less than 4 months they actually got married,
Exactly.
So people can judge them, they can say,
whatever
all
they
sort
want
of
to
things
say,
that they want to say, but the two people that are in the relationship, they know that they actually fit to be in that relationship. And there's nothing in this life that is worst. There's no worst situation. The only worst situation in life is death. Yeah, you can be in relationship if at the long run you feel like it's not working. You can separate. You can be in marriage. If it's not working, you can separate, you know.
You
so
give it your
you
best
can
shot.
divorce, you know.
What I'm trying to say is basically there's no formula to
Exactly.
love. There's no formula like, oh, you have to be this. You have to, I had to go college with him in primary school. We were in nursery. No, do you know what I mean? Akeem grew up in Nigeria, and he came here as an adult. I grew up here. I came here very young. Do you know what I mean? We kind of like two different worlds. You know what I mean? But we just meshed, and we decided to give it a go. Ideally, maybe I wasn't really like Akeem's type, and he wasn't really my type. But guess what? We made it work, and now we're just like.
I think there's similar, you know. We won't actually say we are not each other's type.
Not type,
you know,
but
we find each other attractive.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
there was certain like. Maybe
you know,
things that were
personality
different.
wise a little bit, because obviously I you know, there's a way I saw things when, you know,
like in
Africa,
yeah, and then there's a way I see things.
Yeah, so we kind of like, as time goes on, we kind of like balances each other. I kind of like start seeing things in a more different way, and she kind of like start accepting me.
And I started seeing things in like, actually there's another way to do this, there's another way to think, you know. I'm like not being ignorant to each other's views, do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So,
it's a culture different
at
first there was a bit of that, but then now
because me sometimes growing up in Africa, like I feel like man should be the dominant one, like I want to hate,
and then
get me my food, I want to, you know.
And then me growing up here, and not saying if you grow up in the West you are not submissive, that's just me. Anyone who knows me, and I'm sure you guys that watch this channel, I'm not a submissive type of really person. I'll submit to my husband, yes, but from the get-go, if you're just telling me, oh, get me my food, I'm gonna be like, no, that's not what we're about to do. You speak nicely, you know what I mean? Like certain cultures, especially African culture, it can be a bit like, you know.
Yeah, I think
and
your wife
learned how to draw it back, and I learned not to be as combative with everything as well. Like it's okay to be a bit, you know. Because sometimes it's not nice to be like an overbearing, aggressive type of woman. You know, you still want your husband to be a man, to be like, you know, the head. Well, in our relationship, that's what we want.
Yeah, I'm the head, she's the neck.
Yeah.
So what can you do without the neck?
Nothing.
If you have the head. Yeah,
so guys, that is the story of how we met. And if you liked it and you want more of these stories, maybe we can find little other stories.
Yeah, we can elaborate more on other things, how our relationship kind of like progresses.
We can talk about
our married, how we have kids, you know, how we move house, how, you know, there are a lot of stuff to talk about. So
anything. So let us know what you would like to watch, and thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Love you guys.